So there's this guy whose name is Guy, who returned home from work one day super bummed out. He was welcomed home by his homeless friend, Steve Jobs. He's not the Steve Jobs, just has the same name. Plus he spells Jobs with 2 B's. Steve Jobs goes, "Hey Guy, you look like shit. What's the matter?" "Hey Steve Jobs, it's nothing. I just hate my job and most of the people I work with and my life." "Why? You're an upper middle class white guy with a great paying job who has no mental disorders. Plus you have Netflix." "Yeah, I don't know. None of that has made me content with my life." "Well, then why don't you do something about it?" "Yeah, I'd rather go inside and eat some pizza burgers and watch Netflix. Care to join me?" Duh. So Guy and Steve nuke some pizza burgers and plant themselves in front of Guy's TV. After what seems like hours of browsing, they decide to watch shark snowboarding on Netflix. Guy mentions, "Man, that looks fun. I want to do that." Steve replies, "Well then why don't you?" Guy, "I can't. I have a job, bills, I don't know." Steve's like, "Meh." And they focus back on the TV and drop the subject. So then, later that night, Guy is laying in bed, unable to sleep. Staring at where his ceiling is supposed to be. It's pitch black, so he can't really see it. The idea of leaving his job and his life behind to do what he really wants to do wouldn't leave his mind alone. Also, Steve was snoring very loudly on the couch. It sounded like a blender full of car keys and glass marbles. Even still, Guy eventually fell asleep, and in the morning he woke up and the first thing he did was call his boss and quit his job. Let's see, just Guy. No more Steve. Okay, by the end of Guy's 2-week notice, he had fully transmogrified into a pigeon. And his coworkers were happy to see him go. Then Guy flew to Mount Everest. Where he then transmorgothilapidated into a shark and snowboarded down the mountain. He had a really good time snowboarding down the mountain. The powder was really fresh on Mount Everest. And it really set Guy in motion to do everything on his bucket list. So, one night, Steve came over to Guy's house. They were just hanging out, messing around, and Steve, this is hard. Here, we'll go lower. And Steve came over, and he brought his bongo that he found in a dumpster behind Smith's grocery store. And they were messing around on it, having some fun, which you'll see in a second. And Guy decided, oh, what the heck, I'll just transmorgraphicize into a house cat to play the bongo. And suddenly he started playing Beethoven's 12th Symphony. On the bongo. It was pretty incredible. And it was really eloquent. And Guy went on in house cat form to begin a long and successful career playing classical classics to influential world leaders in cocktail lounges around the world. The end.
Woohoo!